Welcome to St. Louis. How has it been? How has your time here?
It have been really nice since I arrived. I'm feeling really well here. I'm already, to be honest, feeling home, and that's great for me.
How eager are you to get in a game this weekend?
I'm really excited. I have been waiting for months for this moment since we signed the contract in February. I have been waiting for this moment, so I'm really excited to meet everybody in the stadium.
Is this like a preseason game for you, or do you feel fit?
I think I started now my preseason, but it's competition. It's for 3 points, and I think the level that the players are playing during of the season, I cannot see this game like a preseason. I think I have to be ready to fight, to give my 100% to help them to get the 3 points.
What have you seen in watching this team?
I think we have a lot of potential here, a lot of quality in the team. Of course, we have a very young team, but the guys, they're doing a great job. They are really professional. They are working very well since I start here. So I think we have a lot of potential to fight for good things this season.
How many games have you seen? You saw?
Yeah, I watched the last game at home, so I didn't know a link to watch the other games, but I have been following on Instagram every single game, so they're doing a great job.
How different is this for you from what you just came from?
I think it's a new beginning in my career. It's like new country, but I'm using to it because I move a lot in Europe, so it's new start, and I'm really happy to be here. I'm really happy to share moments with them and to help them. I hope I can give something for them to improve, to grow, and I'm doing my maximum to have this for them.
What was the appeal of coming to America?
Sorry,
Why did you want to come to America? What was the
okay. I want to come because I think it was like great challenge for me. I think MLS is growing a lot. I knew Lutz from before, so since the first day when Lutz asked me if I want to come, my answer was yes. So it was like, to be honest, really easy choice for me, and yeah.
What did you know about MLS and about St. Louis before coming here?
I have to be honest, I didn't know a lot. I didn't follow a lot MLS because in Brazil we cannot watch the games. But yeah, I had some friends playing here. I asked them. Everybody said that it's great league to grow. The level of the league is really good. So I didn't know a lot, but I had some information.
And thinking about the game this weekend, would you say you are like 80%, 90%? Where do you think you are fitness-wise for the game?
I don't know if I will give the right answer, but I think I'm around 70.
Okay.
What do you think of seeing just the facilities here and also Centene and the stadium that they're building for you guys?
This was a surprise for me. I see the project before, but when you see here, it's completely different. It's really, really amazing. Everybody's really excited to start to train there, to start to play in the stadium. It's looking amazing.
And also, too, I'm sure you've probably been asked about this, but just coming here, you'll be able to kind of build this from the ground up. Is that a great challenge for you as a player?
100%. I think to start this project, to be part of this project, it's really special for each kind of players that are here, and I think we have a great chance to do something nice for the city, for our careers as well. I think it's a really special moment for the city and for the club.
And also, Lutz has talked about just kind of creating a St. Louis City SC player. What would that player look like? Have you guys discussed about what you're kind of hoping you will establish here as a player?
Sorry.
One more time.
Can you ask me one more time?
Yeah. Lutz has just mentioned that he really wants to build his own way of like the St. Louis City SC player.
Okay.
What do you kind of imagine that being as?
I can imagine that Lutz, I know him from before, and I know what he wants to do. I think he wants to have like a strong team on the pitch, like together with the supporters. like one team that play very aggressive, a lot of intensity on the pitch, like with a lot of energy. Like I think this is what he's trying to build here, and I think this works because I had this before, and I'm sure like if we can have this kind of things on the pitch, and we know really 100% what we have to do, I think we're gonna play a great season.
Explain to folks in St. Louis what Jogo Bonito means.
Joga bonito. How can I explain this? Play beautiful, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think in football now it's changing a lot. Like football is very physical sport, and this is not enough today. You know, you have to be ready in all the aspects. You have to be ready as a professional player, because only this like they did before, this is not enough anymore.
And I know you haven't seen a ton of the MLS, but when you look at other players who have come, you're talking about Bernadeschi, Insigne, Bale, Chiellini, some of these top world talents that are coming to the MLS. Does that get you excited for what that can do for a player's career?
100%. It's very nice to have the chance to play against these kind of players. I think every player wants to play in the highest level possible, and when you have these kind of players in the league grows a lot. And yeah, it will be really nice to have the opportunity to play against these kind of players.
You mentioned that you've played lots of styles before, and you've played Lutz's style before, but what is the differences in what you're seeing here versus like St. Truden and where you've been before?
I think every coach and every team, they have own philosophy. It's like you can move from St. Louis to Chicago, and it's different philosophy. It's normal. Every coach believes in one way to play, and I think the most important is when the coach, they can make the team play in this way. That's, I think, is the most difficult part, because you can have good ideas, but sometimes you just doesn't work on the pitch. You know, I think this is the most important for, as a coach, and Bradley is doing this really well. Bradley and John, they are doing a great job, and you can see that the team, they play in the philosophy they want. So I think this is the most important part.
Just remind you of Brazil, the heat and the humidity.
Yeah, it's have been crazy since I arrived. It's really hot. So I was in winter time in Brazil, so it was a big change for me. But yeah, I'm getting used to it.
So did you go back to Brazil before coming here?
Yes, probably. Probably in November I go to visit my family again. Also, I have to take my little dog that stayed in Brazil. So yes, we're gonna go to see our family before I start.
Guys, we got time for one more with Klaus before we let him go. Anyone else?
Do you think City's style will be Jogo Bonito?
I think we're gonna be more efficient. I think maybe sometimes we'll be not really nice to watch, but I think the most important is the results, and the way we play. If we can be 100% in this way, and everybody trusts the way we're gonna play, I think Joga Bonito in football, it's like win the games, make goals, and I think this is the most important.
When last we spoke, you were coming off a rough loss. What, if you're looking back at the tapes, what did you, or video or digital, I guess it is. What did you see? What have you worked on?
Yeah, a lot of what we talked about. Look, we weren't good in the first half, and that's on us. Our opponent was really good. Little bit of contrast in styles, what they were trying to accomplish, we actually allowed them to, and what we're really good at most of the time, taking away an opponent's time and space, we didn't do well in that first half. Really happy with how we started the second half. Like, so happy. And then I can't believe we give up a third. Because if it stayed for those first 6 minutes without giving up the third goal, my opinion would be that we would get back in that game. You know, even when Kuz scores a great goal, you know, wonderful build-up, nice play from Akil, a little bit of improvisation right there. But like, then I felt like we're back in it too. To give up the fourth one, you know, it's demoralizing, and that's, you know, we have to just learn from that. So our test this week, like anything, is to come back and trust what we do and how we do it, and it's an awesome opportunity for us to show the kind of character as a team that we believe we have, because you lose a game like that, If you think it's unacceptable, well, what's the next action? And that's where I think these guys are fantastic. And I
Potentially
hope-
have some pretty good reinforcements coming to help you out for that game.
Yeah, that's true. That's a different subject because we want everybody that plays for us. We're in this position because of the players that we signed to CITY2, not because of bringing in fantastic players from Europe and whatnot. But our job is to incorporate them into our team and integrate them and guys that need playing time. Like Klaus. He told me before, I don't know if he told you guys, that this is the longest layoff he's ever had in his career. So a guy like that needs to get minutes. And that's a balance, how we do that. So yeah, it might be fun to have some of those reinforcements too.
Would he limits on how much he plays then? Would he?
Yeah, we would, Jared and Bradley, myself are making sure that we're not going to play anybody that's not fully prepared to play, first of all, and then it'll be, a certain amount of minutes for a guy. So if Klaus plays and, we're expecting him to, then it's about how many minutes, we kind of prescribe him.
Hey, Coach, somebody's sitting on the fence about coming over Saturday night to watch you guys. What do you got to say to them?
I would say you're missing out if you don't come watch this group of professional soccer players, do what they do best, which is play this game. And if you're sitting on the fence, this is a fantastic opportunity to come see some of the, first team players that are just arriving, have been training with us for 3 weeks, but it's also an awesome opportunity to come see a guy like Kyle Hebert that we just elevated to the first team. It's a good, anybody that comes is going to enjoy it.
It's the last home game for a while.
Yeah, until the very last game of the season. So, and if we do our job, we'll make the playoffs, and then we'll have other opportunities. But this is the last home game, and to my knowledge, the last home game that we have said where we're playing. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
Just kind of talking about Kyle there, what did that mean for him getting that MLS contract? And that's what you guys are trying to build here with City SC2.
Yeah, it's a wonderful example, and there's no better way for anybody in our club, whether you're playing for our 14s or our 17s, or if you're in the locker room next to Kyle and look at what he did. He literally came here, he performed well, his actions on and off the field were fantastic. The way he holds himself as a pro, he's only, he was playing college soccer last fall. And for him now to be the kind of leader that he has shown to be, the kind of professional that he is, and also, most importantly, the player that he is. And now he's got an MLS contract. You couldn't write a better story than that for guys that are literally around him or looking up to him. And we want that story of player development to be really prevalent in our club. We've said from day one, that's what we want to do. We would rather grow our own players than bring them from other places. Obviously, there's a fine line about that, but Kyle's a perfect example of our process of player development already working.
Back to Klaus, what is in his practices here? What has set him apart, or what does he bring?
It's easy to see that his physicality is fantastic, but he plays bigger than he is even. That might be hard to explain, but I was just talking to Josh Mayer, and I was saying, Josh, how wonderful it is that you're competing against Klaus in training. And he's like, yeah, coach is the best, but he's also, he's Brazilian, so he thinks he can do anything with a soccer ball, which is nice too. He's creative, and he's a wonderful personality. We talk about bringing character to this club more than just what a player is on the field, and he brings that. He doesn't put himself above any of the players in that locker room right now. He tries to bring them in and teach them the same way that we're trying to get him ready for minutes in games. And so I love that about him. He's humble, and he's just willing to come do the work and put himself in with the boys and act like one of them.
Are you going to change the configuration at all with him out there now?
Yeah, we're going to have to. If we, I don't want to give all the way the tactical secrets, but yeah, but it might be fun too. So I'm pretty excited about it.
To have him up there by himself?
Maybe.
Thinking about Chicago, it was a 5-0 win last time around. Usually great outcome for you guys. Most goals scored this season, clean sheet. What can you expect from Chicago this time around?
I think we're gonna get look. Chicago, that's a lopsided score. Just like us losing this last one to Seattle. Soccer is a screwed up game. You get scores like this, they happen. They don't happen a lot, but they happen. They're always not indicative of what the team, how they perform. Chicago, like us, they stick to their principles. Their principles are they want to play. They want to press too. If you can break their press, then they're vulnerable. We did a great job breaking their press last time. We're going to have to do the same thing again. If we put on performance like we did against Tacoma, then it's a totally different story. I do think because of the result last time, you're going to see some maybe better players represent Chicago this time too, which is an interesting challenge for us in this league. Probably another reason for people to come out and watch. But we're expecting an opponent. They just beat Rochester, and Rochester's one of the top teams. They tied them but beat them in PKs. So we're expecting to see the best of them.
Getting back to Kyle, what's been Kyle's on-field strength? He's can do anything off the field, but on the field, what is he?
It's the same. I mean, he's a fantastic defender. He plays every moment of a game like it's his last because he knows how important every moment is, and he is trying to play by our principles. And again, he came from a college program where he was excellent there, and at Missouri State, full credit to the staff there and that program, that we have 3 Missouri State players that are all playing for us and doing really well. But Kyle brings hard-nosed defending, but a really critical defender that can win those moments that are extremely tough, especially in the way that we ask our defenders to play. We ask our defenders to be aggressive, to put themselves in uncomfortable positions all the time, and Kyle does that as good as anybody.
And you now have 2 first-team guys in the middle of your back line with him and Josh. How was that combination?
I mean, that's been part of the reason that we've been successful all year, and when I went to scout Kyle, my first thought was, oh my God, there's a kid out here who nobody has seen or not enough people have seen. We might find a dime in the rough here, and then lo and behold, like having him and Josh together as central defenders from the very start. As a coach, I was like, we're going to be all right. Like we're going to be good. We might not score a lot, but we're not going to give up a lot. That doesn't sound right after losing 5-1. But the fact is, over our body of work, that's absolutely been evident.
Goals per game.
Yeah, goals per game.
Coach, you gonna find some time to watch the Prem this weekend?
Is it starting this weekend? I don't even know. My head is so buried into everything that we're doing that
Friday.
I got to pinch myself, but I'm sure I will. Yeah. Or in this club, we watch the Bundesliga a lot too.
You know what game Lutz is working this weekend?
I don't. I'm sure he'll tell me that I have to watch it though.
Well, sure.
Not because I have to watch, just I have to listen to him and give him some feedback on how he did as a commentator. So.
Maybe Schneider last week was on a yellow card because it looked like he had not gotten a yellow card in the preceding game.
It's just some of the stats that the league puts up aren't accurate, but he had got a yellow in the previous game, and that was 5, and he had to miss the game. So.
Anybody else got 5? I think Hubert's on 4 now.
Hubert's on 4. There's a mechanism. If you go 5 without getting the yellow, you get one taken away. So we're hoping that Kyle can go 5 without getting another one. Ezra is on yellow card accumulation, so he unfortunately won't feature this weekend. He's the only one.
What's going to say on? What was I going to say? Somebody else asked something. Well, I try to remember what I was going to say.
Okay. Anybody else have a question?
Hubert missed minutes for the first time this season.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask.
Okay.
That's what I was going to ask.
Sure.
Why'd you take him out?
Sure.
But you also put in some kids, right? Some academy kids, and you got Europeans coming in needing time as well. So it must be hard to shuffle.
It's a wonderful problem to have, really. And bringing Kyle off in that game, it's his first time being brought off the field. He was on a yellow card, but Josh Mayer has done fantastic in training and hasn't seen a lot of minutes. So it's a tough position for a player to be a 16, 17-year-old go into a professional game where you haven't had a lot of good success and play, but I was really happy for him. In fact, I told him today, in this little conversation we were having about Klaus, that I was happy for him. I didn't appear that way in the locker room post-game. All right? I did not go around congratulating people. I'm pretty clear about that I wasn't feeling too good about that. But for Josh, I'm really happy for him.
And Fritz Vollmer, who's off to the All-Star game, how good is that for him and what he's...
It's awesome, and he missed last game. I don't know if this was out there yet, but he was in the national team camp. So he got called into the national team camp. Did we ever put that out? Do you guys know?
It's been.
I never saw
It
it.
wasn't on the U.S. site, so.
Okay. Yeah. So he gets his first national team call-up. He's going off to represent, St. Louis City in the All-Star game for MLS next. I mean, he's another kid with a huge, bright future, and well, we missed him last weekend. Maybe he makes an appearance this weekend.
Everyone else is fit?
Everyone else is fit.
Anyone new in camp?
Yes. I don't know if I'm allowed to say though. Anybody?
Pedro's here.
Huh?
Right? Pedro's here.
Pedro's here, doing really well. Yeah, there's a couple other guys.
Nice smile.
There's a couple other guys out there if you know who they are. I'm not allowed to say. John's telling me no.
No.
Jensen, Ostruck.
We can say they're here? Yeah. Okay, so Jensen and Ostruck are here too.
Great.
Doing well, and Jensen literally just got here and has only been in for 2 days, but Ostruck's been here and working hard, so yeah, it's fun to have these guys in training for sure. Brings the quality up and asks different questions of everybody. So.
Do you use Berkey this week?
Probably not. I mean, just like everybody that comes in, we wanted Roman to get a game. He came in, played very well, and we will probably use him in some future games, but not in this one.
Is Pedro, how close is he to...
He's close. He's pretty ready. He came in fit, which is nice. That's one thing you have to evaluate. Where are they at their current level of fitness? And he came in fit, and he's pretty set.
But would he play Saturday?
There's a good chance.
Good chance?
Yep.